Hello everybody and welcome to Coventry United TV, the exclusive home of the Red and Green. Today we're bringing you another extensive interview with a member of the current Coventry United squad, and it's safe to say we're in safe hands today. That's right, we caught up with Superman himself, Reece Francis, a man who has enjoyed success both with and against Coventry United. We decided to have a chat with him to talk through his impressive career and his time with the Red and Greens, also what he hopes to bring to the club in the future. A warning, mind you, Reece is a Brummie, so you might have to turn on the subtitles for this episode, but bearing that in mind, let's get straight into the action. Here's where we caught up with the one and only Reece Francis. Reece, thank you very much for joining us today. I know times have been tough for everyone over the past few months. How have you been battling through the pandemic?
Right, Cook, yeah. Thanks for having me, mate. Crap times for everyone at the minute, to be honest. But we're still here, aren't we, to tell a story. I hope everyone's doing well, safe and well. And yeah, I've just been keeping myself really busy. Luckily, I've still been at work all the way through. I think I've had 2 weeks off, so that's kept me sane. Everyone in my household's been at work too, so it's normally just like a normal day until it gets to the weekends, and then it's a bit daunting, but I just go out for a walk or go out for a run, or the missus gets me shopping, like all the normal stuff. But just trying to keep myself busy and hoping that this nightmare comes to an end.
The Coventry squad have been keeping fit as possible at home during lockdown, but it's safe to say as a goalkeeper you also have to keep your fitness up as well as your reflexes. Would you say it's more challenging for the goalkeepers to stay match fit in the current climate?
I've been using the crazy net, doing your push-ups, doing your sit-ups, but it is hard for a goalkeeper because you're on your own, ain't you, really? Like, especially not being able to meet anyone outside, like in groups, and really like to get best out of goalkeeping, you need to be in a group here, and you can get flying around, get the banter going, push each other. Just like before the lockdown started properly and we could meet in groups. It was with a goalkeeping coach called Adam and a few of the non-league goalkeepers who played at a good level, and I respect them all, lucky enough to invite me across to train with them at various venues, and like really to train with them and watch how they train and learn from them really brought me on. And hopefully when we can at the end of this month get back into it, I can go and train with them same keepers, and that way then whenever we can play a friendly or a tournament or whatever, I'd like to think that I've done enough over the lockdown to be ready and my reflexes are still the same, if not better.
As the story goes with most semi-pro or even professional footballers as fans as well, we usually get into football at a rather young age. Was it the same for you?
Yeah, with me, I got into football as young as 3, 4. I used to go to like little kicks places that you can go, put your kit on, your best boots, like, mum was always a Blues kit. But yeah, and I've loved it ever since, and I would never look back. To me, there's no better sport in the world. I've met some absolute great people. I've met some enemies as well, but more great people than enemies, and I wouldn't change it. And hopefully when I have a kid, that they can do the same, get into football early, and it just gives you so much, there's so much out there, and just coming from football, there's just so much out there, and I wouldn't change it.
Well, I've got to say, you're one of, if not the most talented goalkeepers that Coventry United have ever had between the sticks. But some people may not know that you didn't start off as a goalkeeper.
Cheers, Cookie. No, I've not always been a goalkeeper. I used to play centre mid, centre back, try myself up front. You know how it is when you're younger. You don't find your true position until you get older, do you? And now look at me, I ended up in goal and not looked back ever since.
How did your switch to goalkeeping come about? Was it your decision or was it a move made by one of your coaches?
The switch for me to come in goal was, I was at district trials and the goalkeeper broke his collarbone. And the goalkeeper actually, I didn't know then, actually led on to be one of my good mates. And at the trials he said, does anyone fancy going in goal? I was going, yeah, me, here's my chance. Like I can go and do what I need to do. Like, he's come up at the end of it and he's gone, to be honest, mate, you're not good enough to play outfield for the district, but he said you're a goddamn good goalkeeper. I thought I'll take that then. I'm playing for the district, whether it's in goal or outfield. And I haven't looked back ever since. I've played in goal ever since that day. I went back to my Sunday team. I was like, listen, I'm district goalkeeper. I'm better than what we got. I need to play in goal. Like, in goal's my position. I'm getting too big round to run around the football pitch now. But I'm good at flinging myself around a little 7-a-side goal at the time or 11-a-side goal. So yeah, it was all from district when I was in year 5 at school. And ever since then, I haven't looked back.
Your junior career saw you train with some sizable clubs. Talk us through your journey in the youth systems.
Yeah, mate. At the younger level, I trained with some really good teams. Lucky, some good coaches as well. And started off with a little 6-week trial at Crewe Alexander. Obviously, all that palaver in the end didn't work out, but we got some experience from that. Then I'll come back and I went to Aston Villa. I was on trial at Aston Villa for about 10 weeks, played a few games for them against like Leicester and everything at Bodymore Reef. And then didn't get through that either, really unlucky really. Come back again. And this time, Crewe actually wanted to say, do you want a year academy thingy, whatever they want to call it. And we was going down there one Friday to go and sign the thing and go training, blah, blah, blah. And we got stuck in traffic and my mum and dad had to leave work early to take me to Crewe as it was, once, twice a week, 3 times sometimes. And I was sat in the car and at the time I really didn't care and I just thought to myself, if it was good enough, then it will happen, do you know what I mean? And I turned around to my dad, I said, turn around. My dad was like, what you on about? I said, turn around. I said, it's not worth your mom cutting down your hours, losing your job or whatnot when you got to put bread on the table. What I'm doing is just a hobby and it could be over in a year, months. You never know. Could fall out of love with the game. I said, turn around. I don't want to do it. So that was the end of that one. And then, so I was playing a friendly for Withermore where I was with my youth. And there was a Man United scout there. And the Man United scout come over and he sent me to Warsaw. And I had the training at Warsaw and all that. And it's the same again. I used to go on the park with my mates. I used to probably enjoy doing that more. Football was just a hobby. Didn't really look at it how I probably would look at it if I went back today. And they give me homework and I thought that was a bit crap. Homework, no thanks. Went back in the car, said to my mum, I said, don't bother taking me there again. Went back home and just went and played football down the park with my mates. And that's where I was happy. And as long as my parents saw me happy and that was it, then I always made my own decisions. And then I just played for local youth teams around by me and just enjoyed the game. And I wouldn't change it for the world. Met some great people, had some great laughs, played at some great venues, great stadiums. And I wouldn't change it for the world, mate.
You made the jump into a semi-pro football at the age of 20, with stints with the likes of Pilkington Triple X and Cadbury Athletic. I'm sure some of the supporters of Coventry United who have been here since day one will recognise those names. But what were your first impressions of the Midland Football League?
Yeah. My first impressions of Midland football, like, I was like, wow. Like, you know, changing rooms, shower, tracksuits, training tracksuits. Like, you know, I thought, here we go. Like, I look the bee's knees here. This is what you want to be part of. You're all in the clubhouse after having a tot. Like, you know, you come in your weekends away, like your FA Vase days, like, you know, the old cup final chucked in there. It was just like, this is what it's about, playing in front of fans. Like, some fans clapping you, some fans abusing you. Honestly, my first impressions were like, this is the lowest now I want to play. I just want to go higher. If I can go higher, I want to go higher.
After making an impact in MFL Division 1, you were snapped up by Paul Smith, the manager at Bromsgrove Sporting. Would you say that's where your career really took off?
Yeah, to be fair, when Smudge come in for me, I was a bit like, I do or I don't, but I do thank him for that, really, with what led on to the experience that I had playing for the club like Bromsgrove. And I would say, yeah, that's where my career really did take off. But obviously, I'd like to thank like the Pilkingtons and your Steve McGinn there, your Matt Kirby at Cadbury's and everything for pushing that. Who were all mates of Smudge and just pushed me in the right direction. And I really do thank them for that and allowing me to have the opportunity that I've had in playing in front of big crowds and winning leagues.
While with Bromsgrove, you earned promotion from the MFL Premier Division up to the Southern League. But of course, it's a big jump from Step 5 to Step 4, a jump that Coventry are hoping to make in the near future. Was it difficult to adapt to that new level?
Yeah, it was really, like, especially coming from the MFL 1, then going up to the Prem and playing. The game got a bit sharper, people's shots got a bit thingy, the strikers got more cleverer. But then going up with Bromsgrove again and playing in the Southern, it got even more like cleverer. Like strikers, like where you're thinking in your head, nah, they ain't got it in them to like turn people or take a shot, and like you're constantly on your toes and constantly on edge. Like it proper, but it was a challenge that, you know what, if you want to play in that level, it's a challenge that you got to take on, and it's a challenge that I did take on, and I thought that I did well, to be honest.
Before joining the Red and Greens, you lined up against us several times in some very high-profile fixtures, none more so than the FA Vase replay at the Butts Park Arena in December 2017. Firstly, where does the Vase match rank in terms of your best performances? And also, what bearing did that night have on your opinion of Coventry United?
Oh, mate, that FA Vase game at the Butts, something else. Was it 3-3, was it? Something like that. And we was 3-0 up in the first half. Wind blowing, fans going, like, it was absolutely crazy. And you come back out second half and you scored in like the last 30 seconds. I dislocated my finger. I wanted to come off. Like, then I was like, stay on. Penalties, crossbar, and everything. But personally, hands down, I believe that's probably one of the best games I've ever played myself, personally, and probably the best game I've ever played in as a course of entertainment. It honestly, if no one's watched it yet, go back onto YouTube and watch it. Coventry United versus Bromsgrove Sporting in the FA Vase. Oh, it's a cracker. It'll have you on the edge of your seat for 12 minutes, honestly. But yeah, my first impression of Coventry United that night playing at the Butts and XYZ is, I don't know really without sounding, but it was a bit like, I don't really like them there because I was nicknamed the roly-poly goalie. But it was all in good faith and all in good banter, yeah. But you know, when people just annoy you. But I thought, wow, like the ground's some kind of setup and the changing rooms, the team they had was good, the fan base was good, you know, it was all round. It's a good club if you're playing for, but if you're playing against, it's your worst nightmare.
The FA Vase game went down as an instant classic. It's still spoken about today. But sadly, in the following round against Wisbech Town, you were the target of some disgusting racist abuse from, I say to call them fans, individuals, shall we say. Can you talk us through the experience and how you fought for justice?
Yeah, it went from one eye to, I suppose, a low and a high, didn't it, in the next game, with some absolute muppets who are not caught up with time, you know. But yeah, it was horrible on the pitch. You know, you never think you get told to get back in your cage and like you monkey this and that. I won't say some of the words because obviously there could be children watching, but you could just imagine. Brought me to tears on the pitch as well. It was horrible, but the referee dealt with it well. The manager at the time, Smudge, and the players just put their arm around me, and we went on to win the game. So, but to me, that was enough justice to me, is that I know what I am. We went on, I stayed on the pitch, made a few great saves, went on to win the game. Met them in court in Nottingham. They still didn't apologise on behalf of the club to me. And they got found guilty, and the FA dealt with what they thought was appropriate.
Sadly, incidents such as this are not as rare as people think. As a black footballer, do you feel that the footballing authorities are doing enough to combat racism in sport?
To be fair, I do think there is enough being done, but you're never going to stop it, are you? Because people have their own beliefs and judgment in character, and it's just up for us, people like ourselves, mate, really to educate them and just go, it's not acceptable, it's not okay. I believe the FA can't do no more other than if you're found being racist, either as a fan or a player, manager, referee, linesman, whatever, you get banned from football for life. You are not allowed to do anything involved in sport, whether it's coaching, whatever. You're not allowed, and I believe that's the only strongest way they can do it. And then it is up to us as players and coaches and referees, spectators, friends, to then educate the people who think that it is acceptable to be racist and or homophobic and everything on a football pitch. Like, it is up to the human race to change that. Sadly enough, it is, because in football you can only do so much, and that is banning those people from playing. So I think when it comes to self-education and things like that, it is up to the human being to do that, which I think people are starting to do really well, and it's good to see that it's taken off. It's good to see that people are sticking together, and obviously if anyone wants to learn about things like that, then I can sit you down and speak about it and say, like, it's not okay to think like that, you know what I mean?
Onto more cheery matters now. It took you a couple of years to find your way back to the Butts Park Arena after stints with Redditch and Evesham. Talk us through your decision to join Coventry United.
My decision to join Cov, like, I was at Evesham at the time and I wasn't getting played for what or another. You know what I mean? That story could probably go on for a while, but I needed some game time at the end of the day, and Terry was interested in me, so he'd come down and watch the game that I played against Daventry. I had an absolute worldie, penalty shootout, saved a few penalties, and I've come on loan to Cov. And then from when I went there, it was like I was keeping clean sheets, I was smiling, I was going back home, I was smiling, like I was proud, like, of me playing football again. So I think when it comes to the decision for Terry to say, listen, your loan's over, I want you to stay, it's up to you, if you stay, you're number one, etc., etc. It was a no-brainer for me to stay at the club, to be honest. When they said about the ambitions of where they want to be, it's exactly that what I wanted in football and everything else, so it was good.
Since your arrival at Coventry, the fans have really taken you to heart, largely due to the fact that not only do you make very important saves, you do it in style, with some outstanding, incredible acrobatics in the process. I mean, how do you manage to pull off that style? Where did you learn it from?
Cheers, Matt. I don't think there's any style about it, to be fair. I just think myself for the best, but thankfully it looks good, But no, just what's the saying? The old saying, practice makes perfect and all that. But I'm glad it looks good for you, mate, especially with you and your camera.
During your time here, you've not only become popular with the fans, as I mentioned, but your teammates and the gaffer as well. We saw how dedicated yourself and the team were to Terry last year, but how important is it for a group of players to be so close to their manager?
Yeah, mate, like, I'm always 100%. If I'm in with something, I'm in with something, and I believe that, and I'd never walk away from anything was half done. It is important for the rest of the team as well to feel the same way and be dedicated around the manager, because at the end of the day, a lot of time goes into football, a lot of effort goes into football off the pitch, what other people don't see, and a lot of stress as well. So I believe when it comes to togetherness and respect, it's like you're like a family, so you've got to respect the gaffer the same way as you respect anyone in your family or your parents, you know what I mean? You spend half your life around that person, you go through ups and downs and everything else, but if you've got another 16, 18 lads around you with it goes a long way, and that goes a long way more than playing good football and everything, in my opinion. You're together, you trust each other. I'll have that over 10 people that don't know each other but can flick the ball over the head and stuff like that. A bit of togetherness just goes very, very far these days.
And finally, with big things planned for Coventry United in the near future, next season and beyond, what are your hopes for the future of the club and your career with the Red and Greens?
I hope that just Joey, as a successful chairman, stint inside. I hope that T does well as managing again. Top blokes, two top blokes. Could not probably wish for any better people in charge of a football club. And also, like with my career with Coventry United, obviously I'm not saying it's not over. And I hope that I can be part of the plans moving forward. Absolutely gutted that we haven't got the promotions that we deserve. You know, the lads have worked hard. Some of the lads deserve to be playing at high levels. I know some have moved on and I wish them all the best. And I hope that if we do, then I'm part of the plans there going forward. Obviously, we'll sit down, we'll have a talk with Joey and T and see how they feel.
Reece, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your time. Looking forward to seeing you back between the six very soon.
Nice to speak to you, mate. In fairness, nice to speak to someone different. Just a little message to everyone out there, not just anyone part of Coventry United, but anyone in the football world. Personally, I've struggled this lockdown, and if you're struggling yourselves, just remember you're not alone. Whether you have to message me on Twitter or on Facebook, obviously you know my name. Fly into my DMs, I won't block who are you, I don't know you. Fly over, let's have a chat. We can just chat about football, or if you don't want to chat about football, we can chat about everything. But honestly, everyone, you're not on your own. Just keep up the good work, doing what we're doing. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, so let's go and reach it, and let's just get back out there next season, playing football, up and down the country, smiles on our faces, in bars, having a laugh, doing what we do best. So for now, everyone just stay safe, yeah.
Huge thank you to Reece for taking the time out of his day to have a chat with CUTV. His time and insight are, of course, very much appreciated. Another captivating chat, I'm sure you will agree, and we'll be back next Thursday with another edition of our brand new interview series. We need your help. Who do you want to see and hear from in the next episode? It could be a member of the current or former Coventry United squad, any member of the Coventry United family that you want to hear from. You just let me know in the comments section below, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, anything. Just let us know who you want to hear from. And of course, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to Coventry United TV for more exclusive content for the Coventry United men's team. And you can also follow us on Twitter at Cov United TV. From everyone here at CUTV, thank you very much for joining us. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time on Coventry United TV.